This is Preston Hoops Group Charlie, Dan Madero, Preston Hoops. Today we're going to be talking about the Davis-Besse boric acid incident. We believe that this was an incident that occurred due to a failure in oversight, which led to this. Some background information about the Davis-Besse reactor. Its location is in Oak Harbor, Ohio. It's currently operated by First Energy Nuclear Operating Company. Its original license was issued in 22 April 1977, and it expires in 2017 to the same date. This is a Babcock and Wilcox raised loop pressurized water reactor. We're going to be talking about boric acid and why it contributed to this incident occurring. So why do we use boric acid? Boric acid, first off, it's soluble in water, and because it is soluble evenly, this helps avoid an uneven neutron flux distribution in the core from occurring. In addition, it's added as a neutron moderator to slow down the rate at which fissions occur in the plant itself. This also allows control rods for the plant to be fully withdrawn, which then allows an even power distribution for the plant. One negative aspect of using boric acid for this purpose is the fact that it takes time for it to react. So that is one thing, and we're about to see another reason why this is not necessarily the greatest thing possible. Go ahead. What you're looking at here is rusty boric acid deposits from the vessel flange during a refueling overhaul. So what happens is that if coolant leaks, then it flushes, it will flash the steam and leave behind these deposits. You see here the remnants of all of those potential deposits that result from boric acid being left behind. So in 1991, we discovered that cracking of alloying nozzles was actually discovered in a French plant, and so because the French shared this information with the NRC implemented an action plan to address primary water stress corrosion cracking in the vessel head penetrations. The thought was that if leakage did occur, that any inspections of the pressure vessel head would catch any issues that would occur. So in this particular instance, the reactor pressure vessel head forgings were made of carbon steel, and then the CRDM flange actually leaked, which resulted in the flashing of steam, as I discussed earlier, which left behind the boric acid crystals. This then went on to cause corrosion of the reactor pressure vessel. So moving on, in 1997, the NRC requested that plants report an inspection plan to prevent this from actually happening. But this really didn't happen. This led to cracking of several vessel head penetration nozzles at Okene Nuclear Station Unit 3 in 2001, and it was specifically pointed out that Babcock and Wilcox plants were especially susceptible to this type of corrosion. So all high-risk plants, which this Davis-Besse plant fell under, were supposed to do inspections of their vessel head penetrations by December 31st, 2001, First Energy asked for an extension due to an upcoming shutdown. They were supposed to continue. They asked for an extension to continue operating until February 16th of 2002 to allow them to do the inspections once they had a planned shutdown. And this is when we had our issue found. So what you're looking at here, right here, you'll see this is the pressure vessel head nozzle, and the vessel head itself is made of carbon steel. The alloy 600 was susceptible to the cracking that I discussed, and the J groove weld, if you had any leakage, it would come up, and then what you would have is the boric acid left behind. In the area of in the case of Besse, the reactor pressure vessel head degradation occurred over here underneath the vessel head insulation, so it wasn't discovered initially. So one thing that wasn't in the NRC's report that I discovered was that this condition was initially found 30 years prior to, in 1971, in Switzerland, where a plant called Besse 1 actually, after only 2 years of operation, experienced this exact same corrosion. And here what you're looking at is a control rod. This would be your vessel head penetration, and then the area alpha here, this moon crescent shape, is the area that they found at Besse 1 that was the cause of the boric acid corrosion being left behind. And then Bravo, this is the space that you see existed for Besse. And here you'll see a little bit better the pictures of Besse itself. The total area was 20 to 30 square inches, and it went through over 6 inches of carbon steel. So one of the things, the investigation after this incident concluded that this was not prevented due to 3 main reasons. The first off was the NRC, Besse leadership, and the industry itself didn't follow up on issues that had been previously found. Also, Besse did not follow up on safety issues that were found, and in addition, the NRC didn't use all the information available to them to address the Besse issues. The recommendations and changes that occurred because of this were inspection guidance, the NRC and industry processes to assess operating experience, as well as industry core inspection requirements, assessment of NRC programs, processes, and capabilities, NRC staff training and experience, technical specification requirements, as well as monitoring of reactor coolant leakage practices and capabilities. Boric acid corrosion and stress corrosion cracking technical information and guidance was also addressed, as well as NRC licensing process guidance, as well as previous lessons learned review. Part of our paper will be talking specifically about assessment of stress corrosion cracking, operation experiences, integrating those into training and program effectiveness, evaluation of inspection, assessment, and project management guidance, and assessment of barrier integrity requirements. And here are my references. You'll also be hearing from Dan Madero from Group Charlie, and thank you very much for your time.